Okay, cool. All right, so this is video one,
Yes, Shelley, video one of our accountability.
22nd of it's 22nd of September 2022.
Yep.
At 7 p.m. Adelaide time.
Very good. So I guess what we have to work out is what is our accountability plan? First of all, what are we going to be accountable for? What is it that we want to be accountable for?
Yeah, so for goals that we're planning. Yeah. And so obviously we'll have a number of, different goals and stuff, but we'll have main ones that we're working towards, which are going to take, a bit of time for us to get going. And these are things that we've both had in our mind ticking over, but we're doing these videos to keep ourselves accountable and to track progress on how it's going and to see patterns on where our progress stalls.
Yep.
So like we're accountable to each other, but as we know, at the end of the day, we're really unaccountable to ourselves.
Yes, that's correct.
But these are just good actual
it's important to note though the power of being accountable to someone else.
Yes, correct.
Yes, because if we just constantly rely on ourselves to be accountable to ourselves, well, we both know the results of that, Shell.
Yes, exactly. And one thing actually I thought about this as well, this will be amazing evidence for us in time for us to prove to ourselves that we can do it.
Yes, it will be.
And it will be evidence for all other sorts of things. And not that we need evidence to know whether we can do something. We know it's possible to do something without seeing it already. But it's just a bit of an experiment as well, doing these videos for us. So we just really want to.
Would you? I mean, I probably don't like using the word challenge, but it is, isn't it? Like we're setting ourselves our own challenge.
Yeah, I'm saying experiment.
Yeah.
But yeah, challenge, experiment, whoever feels best. Yeah.
Whatever lingo you use.
Yeah. So it's 22nd of September. So there's like 3 months left of 2022. So I think you've got one big goal and I've got one pretty big goal.
Yep.
So do you want to share what your goal is?
My big goal is to actually get my book published through Hay House.
So do you have a pen and paper there or not? No?
But it's okay. I can just I'll talk, and then once I download, I'll just go back through and jot everything down.
Yeah,
because I know I've got it. The map.
It's been there for a while. You know what it is.
Yeah, map in the head. Okay.
And you're just on holidays as well. So you're not in your own office at the moment.
No,
so that's
not in the cottage.
So sorry, your goal?
My goal is to have my book published and available for people to purchase. Now, I like the idea of a 3-month. Because I like to work in threes, patterns of threes. So I would definitely want it done by the 22nd of December. However, I was just thinking about that because I think the book would really be quite a good gift for people to purchase for themselves for Christmas or the new year, to get themselves sorted. But I still, like in the 22nd December, if that's going to be the date when it's ready for purchase, is obviously too late for December. You're crunching it in for the new year. So I'm not sure, do I bring that date forward? But in my own self, I'm thinking 3 months is enough for me.
Is the date, like, I wouldn't hold Christmas to it because, do you know what I mean? I think just pick a date. Don't.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking 3 months from today's date.
Yeah, 22nd of December.
Yeah.
To have it.
That it's available for purchase.
Yeah.
So, and hard copy purchase. I know that it can be converted into downloadable, but in my vision, I've always had that people are having the tangible hard copy book.
Oh yeah, you want a book. You want a book.
Yeah.
You're writing
Yeah.
a book. You want to make a book, don't you? You know that. I mean, I always buy books. I've got so many
Yeah.
bloody books. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Um.
So that's my big goal. And now I've got to break down week by week, what it is that I need to do from today to next Thursday, like break that down into that. And the one thing, which I'd already had set, was that I was having that meeting on Friday, this coming Friday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. So that is, with the publisher, because I've got to edit my book because there's some things in there that they've found that I need to remove so that I'm not liable.
Have you got that call organised?
I've got the meeting set up tomorrow at 3:00.
Great.
Yeah, so that is obviously one thing that, for that 7 weeks. And then I guess it's from what comes from that meeting.
Mm. Can you mention to them at that meeting about the date that you've just said?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll mention all that. I mean, that may not be a reality, but they'll tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. But you put it out there. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I've got that meeting scheduled for 3 p.m. Just to go over, because it got when I got that information back to say that I had to edit the book more, that was almost like a block. I was like, it's all getting too hard, another barrier came up. But those barriers and work through that.
And that's one thing I think we'll learn. We know this, but we'll move through it, because there's always going to be an obstacle.
There's always going to be something.
If it's not that, it's another thing. If it's not and it's how we build ourselves to move through it. So that's,
in saying that, there's always obstacles, and some of them you just step very easily over and don't even, you have gone over that obstacle, you've just dealt with it and got on with it.
Yeah.
And then seem to be really huge.
Yeah.
And when the are really huge, there's emotion attached to it.
Can be. Yeah.
I think so.
Well, when you haven't experienced it before, there will be.
But sometimes that can be quite enjoyable to overcome things. If it hasn't got that, for me anyway, if it hasn't got that negative sort of emotion attached to it, because I may as well talk about it with the editing. I mentioned my ex-husband in the book, and he was the reason that I changed my life to be better, and I documented how I did that. And because I'd mentioned the truth of what he was to me, it can be seen to be liable. So I have to actually edit that out. And then it just became almost like, because of him again, my life's on hold. Oh. I don't know if I'm still on the call.
Let's see how we go. We got chopped off.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I was chit chatting away, and then all of a sudden I was there on my own.
Yeah, you froze.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking, oh, she's very still, but then I'm talking, and then you went away, and then I was still being recorded.
I don't know. It's
being recorded. Then when you go back and look at it, you'll see me because I'm going. Am I talking to myself or something like that?
Yeah, but I won't. I don't think I'll see that because it was frozen from my end because I'm recording it. I don't think maybe I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so that's that previous video.
So where did you hear me up to?
Obstacles and emotions with big obstacles.
Oh, really? Was it that far back?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I unloaded a whole.
Yeah, so we're just saying when we reach you know, a next level,
yeah,
or you know, whatever, and you know, a new thing, it's going to feel a bit wonky.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, embracing that. I think for me, when that happens, is just knowing that that's exciting rather than it feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I can be a bit nervous or whatever, that's cool, but actually just moving through the excitement, because I know it's all going to lead to the end result. And
yeah.
And it has to be done. And it's all the lessons.
Yeah. So what's your big goal?
Yes. So my goal is, I'm doing my yoga teacher training, and I will be finishing that at the end of next month.
Mm-hmm.
All going to plan. I say all going to plan because of the assessments, and they're just working out who's assessing when and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, it'll be this year. Definitely. So by Christmas, I suppose, as well, I could say the 22nd of December as well, I'll have my yoga teacher training
complete.
Yeah, complete my accreditation for 200 hours. I'm thinking of doing the 300 hours after that, actually. But anyway, we'll stick with where we are now. I will have done my 8-class plan which is part of the assessment, but it's a big part of it. So the thing is, they've said, you know, you can put it off if it's too busy, and you can, you know, do it, you know, when it suits you. But I'm like, don't give me that option. It's all happening. Yeah. Do you know, like, it'll be Christmas holidays, and then it'll be all over Red Rover. So my yoga teacher training, 200 hours, I'll be qualified. I will have done my class plan as well, and all of that. So it's basically getting my teacher training done, so I will be able to teach yoga. So I've got a space. I'll be teaching yoga in a house in North Adelaide.
Yes.
Next year. But this year I've got a space that I'll be renting at a church on a Friday morning. So I will start doing classes there. So I've got a few, I suppose it's all yoga related, my teacher training, fully accredited and finished with my class plan, and have class plans under my belt and a bit confident, you know, with all of that sort of thing going. And the goal working towards when I move into the North Adelaide studio.
Okay. So are you putting a timeline on this?
I suppose the 22nd of December.
So what is it by the 22nd of December that you're going to have achieved on the 22nd of December has been achieved?
Or before is my yoga teacher training accreditation.
Yep.
So I suppose when I say that accreditation, that includes the class plans, doing class plans.
Yep.
So that's all encompassing in that yoga teacher training.
Yep.
So there's I will have been teaching, be doing my community classes at the church.
Yep.
So
that haven't you? So when is that starting?
What was that?
You've already booked that space, haven't you?
Yeah. So I've got the date. Where's my diary? After the school holidays on Fridays.
Yep.
Let me just get my date here while it's here. 21st of October
Is your first one?
is my first one.
Okay. So what's your accountability? What are you doing in these next 7 days?
In these next 7 days, yes, I will have my 8-class plan draft, my first draft.
Okay.
So my 8-class plan.
Because you know it's the 1st of October, the following Monday, hey?
Yep, I know now.
Yeah. So you're aware of that?
I'm not so much concerned about the community classes. It's more my assessment.
Okay.
Because the community classes, there'll be a layover until I'm actually assessed to teach.
Yep.
So I've just said yes to that space to hold it for the term.
Yep.
And my intention is even just to go to the church, even by myself, and do recordings there while I've got because I'm paying for the hour and a half to rent it.
While you're base, yeah.
Yeah, so on the 21st of October, I'll be going to the church from 9 till 10:30, just me, whatever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But by this time next week, pardon?
There'll be people there, Sean.
Yeah. So by this time next week, I will have a draft, which I've started today, which I'm very excited about. But this time next week, I'll have a draft of my 8-class plan.
Very good.
So that is the 29th of October.
Mm-hmm. For what?
Next week, next Thursday.
September.
Oh, September, not October, September. All the dates, honestly. Honestly, yeah. So, yes. And then, because the bigger picture down the track is that I want to do workshops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like weekend retreats and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of different things, but before I can do any of it, I need to be assessed.
Yes. Yes.
And this is the thing, like with the setting goals, like having all the different sorts of goals as well. Like I like having the big goal that we're aspiring to, like the big goal. But you realize there's lots of goals to get to that big goal.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is what I was saying to you, like we were accountable to each other, but that's where, like, I think sometimes, like, because we don't have business management planning background, like we're winging it, and that's where and that's where the structure I find we fall down on. And then I'm like, we've got all the self-development, Bob Proctor, all the things that we can go to, and it's really merging things together to make it happen.
But it's just, and I keep coming back to the consistency and doing, because if you don't do anything, nothing happens.
And also doing what we actually articulate that we say we're doing, because if we're saying we're going to do something and then we rock up next week and we haven't done it.
Well, I mean, like today could have been could have been a very easy thing not to do the call today.
And we nearly, I nearly pulled the plug on it and went, oh, it's too much and too hard and whatever. But even when I think that's probably the thing, maybe even when we feel like we're not progressing, we actually are.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Like we'll work through, and that's what we've decided. Yesterday we had that discussion and decided, well, this is what we're going to do now. We're going to have our accountability to each other. We're going to ensure that we, move forward with what we set plans for the week, and it's all about, because if you break it down to the little bits, like what are you going to do in the next 7 days? Because you can achieve things in 7 days rather than going, oh, in 3 months, I'm going to have my book out.
Yeah.
You've got to understand, you got to, like, it's, what do they call it? Reverse engineer it. Like, well, what do I need to get to that?
And one other thing I've written out, I've got my picture of my property where I'll be doing my
beautiful
yoga studio and my holiday home and other bits and pieces. And I've got things, I've never really done this before, but I'm doing, it's on my phone.
Yeah.
I've-
Love it.
I've got, visionarying it.
Yeah. Because and I love the whole vision thing, vision boards and affirmations and that all around you, because it's a constant reminder for you. It's not like putting a vision board on the board is actually going to materialize things. What it is, it's every time you look at it, it's that little subconscious reminder.
Yeah, to make it
need to do to keep moving forward. And you could be having a bad day and you happen to look and you see those little reminders all around you of the direction that you're going in. That's what everything is about. It's not cutting out pictures and pasting onto a piece of cardboard and all of a sudden that's going to happen. It's just constantly, everything around you is focused and steering you in that direction.
And I think just on that as well, like with the conscious and subconscious mind, filtering it all down. And like, that's one thing, our environment is so important.
Yes.
It's so critical, and the ability, I'm just speaking for myself here, like to accept and reject things.
Yep.
Because, I just have to.
Yeah. No, your environment is, and that's the thing that I talk about in my book, Shell. The different environments, there are, like, there's the environment that immediately surrounding us that we're in, our homes. There's our health, I call it the 3 homes. There's our body, our immediate home of where we are, and then our social and work home outside. And you've got to have all 3 of those in alignment with where you need to go. Because you're merging all the time between those spaces, those environments, and they all have to have the same pattern, energy flow through all of them.
And I think when you just say that, you can see where it has not.
Yeah, you can.
And it's in here too, the environment in there.
Yeah. The cycle, your mindset environment, your physical environment, and your surround around you.
Yeah, and that's funny, just even when I was doing my yoga plans, just the it's called the gunas. They're the qualities of your mind. There's 3 gunas in your mind. There's like a sattvic, which is ultimate inner peace, and then there's the rajasic mind, which is a lot of chitter chatter and all that, and then there's the tamas mind, which is sort of stuck and heavy. But we all need a little bit of everything. A little bit of it. Like if we're too sattvic, which is the peace, like we actually don't get anything done. And but I was just with my yoga plan, I was just looking at that because it shows our mind is actually what's in our body is a reflection of what's in our mind, and what's in our mind is a reflection of what's in our body. It's absolutely incredible. Like when I was doing my class plans today, I was just like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I love yoga and I've been doing yoga for years, but when you actually study something and do it, it's just a whole new level of everything. And, like whenever you're sore, it's tension from something going on in there. From some thoughts. And then we ignore it and we mask it up with bloody, Panadol or whatever. And you don't deal with it, and then it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And I can tell from myself, even just having a few physical things and stuff, and it's like, but the beauty of it all, like after doing that today and then talking to you tonight, and I was just like, everything is so interlinked. And
it is.
And the beauty of it all is it all is just with us and us.
Yeah.
Like it's just like we were saying, it's simple, isn't it?
Well, when you're in it and you're talking it and you're living it and you're breathing it and you're doing it, it all makes sense and is so simple.
Yeah.
When you start to let things slide a bit, not be so accountable, just let things go, then it becomes really hard and you don't understand it until you get back into it. And then it's just, oh, it's so simple.
Yeah. And it's always ourselves.
Oh, we're the only ones.
It's always ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, and whatever we may be on the, catering, wherever, it's just amazing. And that's actually the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the coolest thing. So, all right, shall we wrap it up, Thee?
Yeah.
We will catch up.
What have we got? I've got my call tomorrow.
Till tomorrow, yes.
Tomorrow, where I will give the date of what I want. I'm assuming, will tell me what I need to do to get by that date. Because look, the book's written. It's really just the editing out of what I need to remove.
Is that a chapter or two, or is it peppered all throughout it, or
no, just at the very beginning?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
great.
So it's just editing that out. And then I'll see what it'll be up to them to tell me what my next step is.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And then I've just got I've got my intensive this weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, back up there, and then it's the last week of school next week until school holidays the week after. So yes, it'll be a busy week, but it will be good. I will have a draft of my A-class plan ready to go.
Yep. Very good.
All right.
Very good. Thursday next week, sure.
All right, cool. Bye.
Okay, bye.